I like superheroes and I like magic. Do I like superheroes and magic together? I'm going to find a way to make it work. Spider-Man is coming to Magic the Gathering. I know, the Dragons and Wizards card game that I played when I was a wee little blade because it was more edgy than Pokemon, despite the fact that I ended up pursuing Pokemon more than Magic's. And people are losing it. Half the fans are hyped, half the fans are furious. I don't know for sure the exact number because I have not been doing my journalistic integrity and going out onto the streets and running polls. But I did go through a couple of Reddit threads, and this is what I found out. For decades, Magic has been a realm of old school wizards and dragons and gothic horror, not really Marvel superheroes. But I think that Spider-Man in Magic's story actually makes a little bit of sense in theory. We are at least going to have some fun and try to make it fit in the story anyway. I'm going to tell you through the lens of the Magic world how Magic and Spider-Man's lore can fit. And by the end, you might agree with me, or you may leave a strongly worded comment down in the comment section below that makes me question my life and shakes the very foundation of my existence. But either way, we're going to dig into the multiverse, Planeswalkers, and why Spider-Man's actually a very good candidate to be a Planeswalker, and what it means for the future of Magic. Magic the Gathering's roots are in fantasy. I remember growing up as a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, and when we couldn't get a whole group of Dungeons and Dragons people together, as is tradition, it's very difficult to get everybody together for a session night, we would end up playing Magic the Gathering together to pass the time, because it still kind of scratched that itch of knights and goblins. Shout out to my little green cannon fodder boys. Love goblins. Slivers. So when you drop Spider-Man into that mix, people feel like it breaks the immersion. It's like Iron Man showing up in Lord of the Rings. It just doesn't feel right. But here's the thing, Magic has already broken that wall for us several times. So this slow pull-in Band-Aid that's on its last painful sticky parts is about to come off. We've had Warhammer 40k cards, Lord of the Rings, which is actually the set that got me back into Magic after about a decade hiatus. It even has Doctor Who. These are all called Universe Beyond sets. They don't exist in Magic's official story, but they let you play with other fandoms inside of the Magic rule set so that you can see the 11th Doctor on the battlefield across from an ogre with a stick. I mean, nothing really screams high fantasy like me slapping my SpongeBob SquarePants on the battlefield and buffing all of my Super Friends in my Super Friends deck. In this instance with SpongeBob, it was a secret layer drop, but the point sticks. It's such a jarring thing to see this whimsical, colorful Nickelodeon cartoon beside giant mythical beasts and actual vampire counts. So Spider-Man isn't the first guest star, but what if I told you, hear me out, there's actually a way that we can make this fit in a lore sense and actually have it weave, get what I did there because it's a Spider-Man, weave the Magic multiverse together. So Planeswalkers are Magic's biggest lore concept, kind of like their main characters in the story. They're super powerful. They travel across infinite worlds called planes. That's why you've got like Innistrad for your gothic horror, you've got Zendikar for adventure, you've got Dominaria for high fantasy. And here's the kicker, there's infinite planes. There's no rules on what they look like. In fact, one of them could just as easily be New York City or look like it. One of those planes could hold a multiverse of spider people because the Magic canon has already told us if you can imagine it, it can exist somewhere in the blind eternities. And now we transition to Spider-Man. The Spider-Verse is already established that there are endless spider people all across the multiverse. Some of my favorites being Spider-Rex, which is a god-dang Tyrannosaurus Rex with spider powers. I mean, it just does. The only thing that would make that more rad is giving Spider-Rex laser eyes or laser cannons, or just give them lasers. That's the trifecta of cool. Rex powers, Spider-Man powers, and laser powers. There's also a golden sponge cake Spider-Man. He lives in a 1970s Hostess Winky commercial. I actually didn't know this till I started researching the topic. That's actually incredible. So what if Magic just added one more strand to the web? Holy crap, I'm on fire with these Spider-Man puns. So we picture this. Another Spider... I gotta stop. Peter Parker has always been about responsibility, right? Choosing heroism when the odds are impossible. In Magic terms, it would make him like a blue-white hero archetype. And when a tragedy occurs, something so life-altering or soul-changing or just reality-bending for that person event happens, a very key moment, it's called a spark ignition. A traumatic event happening to Peter Parker, igniting his spark, like Batman, who is the best superhero. I will fight you for that. The loss of somebody so incredibly important to you, Batman's parents. I gotta stop talking about Batman. This is a Spider-Man video. Uncle Ben. This loss sets him on the path to be the hero that he becomes. Or the death of Gwen Stacy. I mean, unfortunately, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, has had a handful of opportunities to spark up. But suddenly, instead of just swinging around New York City, he's swinging through Zendikar, he's going through Innistrad, he's hanging out in Ravnica. Imagine Spider-Man fighting vampires on Innistrad, and we're not talking like Saturday morning cartoon safe Morbius. Will be no Morbin time here. We're talking squaring off against god dang Edward Markov. Or him facing off against Nicol Bolas, one of Magic's greatest villains. I mean, tell me that doesn't sound epic. So here's where it gets wild. The Spider-Verse and the Magic Multiverse are basically telling the same story. Both say infinite realities exist. Both say different versions of heroes can appear across them. Both say traveling between worlds is possible for the chosen few. So in a way, Spider-Man doesn't break magic. He fits magic better than most of the Universe Beyond crossovers had before it. Think about it. It doesn't make sense for Frodo Baggins to be a Planeswalker, although Gandalf does have a solid case to be a Planeswalker. His transformation upon death, which was incredibly traumatic, fighting a goddamn Balrog for weeks and months and years and infinity time, because who knows what kind of time passes when a wizard and an archdemon fight each other. His transformation from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White, that's a spark up moment. Neither is a space marine from Warhammer very much capable of sparking off. Things are so dark in the grim dark, I can't think of a traumatic experience you could have that would set off a spark moment for you. It just sucks to be serving the Emperor in the 40th, 41,000 whatever millennium. But Spider-Man, he already has a multiverse baked into his story. He was practically designed because we're weaving stories here by Magic to play around in the world of Magic. So this also raises a big question. We know that this is not going to stop. They're going to continue to do Universes Beyond. They're going to continue to bring on other kinds of characters and stories and IPs and popular stuff. So who's next? Are we going to talk like Batman as a black-red planeswalker? Darth Vader as a corrupted mono-black planeswalker? I actually would really like Star Wars. I think Star Wars would do fine. Warcraft would be really cool because it's already fantasy. Like the fall of Arthas to become the Lich King would be a very sparkable moment. Magic is opening the door wider and wider. And yes, controversial. Yes, it divides people. Yes, I don't know how I feel about Patrick on my battlefield, but it also gives us fresh storytelling feel. It also restocks the player base. It brings folks that used to play the game, like me, who came back when Lord of the Rings got released. For people who've never played the game, like I've got friends who are going to get into the game because of Avatar. I've got friends who just recently started playing because of Final Fantasy. As a lore fan, I love the idea of almost like a Battle World, Secret Wars, Marvel kind of thing going on, where we just patchwork quilt our way into one giant universe and they all fight each other. So does Spider-Man break the game, or does it prove that Magic's multiverse is stronger than we thought? Personally, I think Spider-Man and Spider-Man adjacent kind of IPs were inevitable. This is the state of the game in 2025. Change is hard, but stagnation is the killer of progress. But I want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment below. Yes, Spider-Man belongs, or no, keep him out. But keep it civil, you knuckleheads. I know how passionate we can all get about our favorite games and movies and books and all sorts of good stuff. If you want more stories of heroes and monsters and the worlds and the universe that they collide in, Be sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like if you like the video, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Goodbye, everybody.